Hey everyone, welcome to my free training on just introducing you to Ayurveda and the concept of food as medicine. I just kind of want to start off by saying that what if I told you that you have the power to determine your health trajectory? You have the power to reverse diagnosed symptoms, get off your medication, take control of your health and increase your longevity. There is a way. I always say there always is a way. And this way is this ancient system of health that promotes a complete therapeutic approach to wellness and longevity, with the focus always being on lifestyle and food as the building blocks for good health. Look, if you want to know more about Ayurveda, then please just go to my website, eleniayurveda.com, go to resources and download my free book, which introduces you to the system of Ayurveda and also gives you an explanation of the 3 pillars of health plus the doshas. So this will be a really lovely entry point for you. So then, what is Ayurveda? Well, Ayurveda is this ancient nature-based system of wellness. What Ayurveda does is it promotes personal responsibility. And in turn, that promotes empowerment. So whenever we take responsibility for our health, we become empowered. It is a body, mind, spirit approach, treating the whole person, whilst it embraces each person's unique aspects. So it's individualized, which I think is really important. What it does is it follows the rhythms of nature, meaning that everything that we do is adjusted for season, for climate, for age, and for environment. What's really cool about Ayurveda is that it's natural, in that all of the treatments used are from nature herself with minimal processing. Nature is considered the ultimate healer. The recommendation is always to cultivate a personal relationship with your natural surroundings, to spend time in natural surroundings, because natural surroundings impart this calming, uplifting energies. So we say that nature is sattvic, and I will talk more about that in another class. So then there's this concept that our diet, our environment, our thoughts, our emotions have a profound impact on both our physical body and our state of being. So then the road to wellness is always holistic. We begin, because it's Ayurveda, we begin by changing our eating habits with the knowledge that when we change our food, that the physical affects the mental and emotional health, our mental and emotional health. There is a connection between food and mood. So the basic premise then is that food is first medicine. And so for millennia, remember this is an ancient system, it's 5,000 years old. For millennia, eating proper food has been proven to create and sustain optimal health and reverse chronic disease. This is a big concept. So eating the proper food for your body will sustain optimal health and reverse chronic diseases. So then food is explained in this much broader perspective of each individual's unique body type and their unique nutritional needs, rather than this one size fits all, where we have the food up here and we're like, everyone vegetarianism, everyone veganism, everyone take fermented foods, everyone have, 8 glasses of water a day, eat a lot of fat. These are general concepts that when applied broadly to everyone are kind of hit or miss, because we're not all the same. Our health needs to be individualized. So how do you do that? Well, what you do is you have to determine what your specific dosha is. You have to determine, are you a vata, are you a pitta, are you a kapha? And then when you know that, we can then use food and herbs to support your unique constitution. Look, if you want to understand your unique dosha, then let's set up a discovery call, email me or DM me, so that we can start a conversation and we can start to delve deeper into how a personalized profile will actually set you up for good health. I know you can go online and you can do a quiz and you can find out things about yourself. And I put the quizzes, I kind of say that they're comparable to reading your horoscope, reading your daily horoscope in the newspaper. Oh, no one does newspapers anymore. Online, you know what I mean? That gives you a snapshot. So when we read our personal horoscope, the idea then is that 9 billion people fall into, these 12 star signs. But when you go to an astrologer is going to look at your unique chart based on when you were born and where the planets were, what was the configuration of the planets at that exact time, because then they're your personal influences. So that's how the idea of setting up an appointment and us beginning to talk about your dosha and looking at your long-term patterns will then set you up with a template so that you know how to apply diet and lifestyle. So then when it comes to diet, there's this concept that, as you delve deeper into Ayurveda, we start to see the central role that digestion and food play in the creation and maintenance of health. And just this idea of how modern food production is taking us into the direction of increased chronic disease. And again, we see this by the chronic diseases, obesity, diabetes, heart disease, even cancer. There's a link between processed food and ultra-processed food that our body isn't designed to digest. These foods have not been around. They're, recent inventions of the last 50 years. And we know that wherever Western diet goes, disease tends to follow. So I just want you to see how this ancient system and this ancient way of looking at foods is really, really fundamental and important, and is actually the basis for good health. So the idea is, because when you look at from an Ayurvedic perspective, what we're saying is that by following Ayurvedic principles around food, you will experience many benefits. Firstly, the foods are selected and prepared according to your unique dosha, which then leads to improved nutrient absorption. This is really important because modern diets are giving us lots of calories, but they're not nutrient dense. So people are actually malnourished. So when you incorporate a variety of fresh, seasonal whole foods in your diet, they're going to provide the essential nutrients, the antioxidants, the phytochemicals that support your overall health and vitality. So you don't need a multivitamin. You're going to get it from the actual food itself, from the whole food. And when we talk about whole foods, we're talking about foods that were around, in grandma's time and possibly your great-grandmother's time. This is the simple kind of whole foods that we're talking about. Then Ayurveda adds spices and herbs. And we know that spices and herbs, because there's all this research done on them, have these potent medicinal properties that aid digestion, reduce inflammation, and they boost immunity, therefore giving us this broader therapeutic approach that I referenced at the beginning of this. Then when you add things like mindful eating practices, eating in a peaceful environment, sitting down quietly, chewing your food well, taking a couple of breaths after you've eaten, actually savoring the food that you're eating, this then also enhances digestion. We know that just by merely chewing food well, we can get rid of bloating and gas. Digestion actually becomes easier. And it's also going to promote a healthy weight for you. So when you embrace the principles of food as medicine in Ayurveda, it empowers you to cultivate optimal health and well-being. And it does this by nourishing and balancing your body from within. I think that this holistic approach surpasses the limitations of our current Western biomedical models, biochemical models, which focus on proteins and fats and carbs and, calories and energy in and energy out and filling the tank with gas. Well, we're not a car and we're not a machine. We're this composite of this integrated body that needs to be nourished with traditional whole foods. So when you look at Ayurveda, what it does is it views each individual as this unique combination of physical, mental, and spiritual elements. And it recognizes that health is not just merely the absence of disease, but the harmonious balance of these three components: body, mind, spirit. Because remember that the Western model that we currently have, which is the dominant model, it tends to focus solely on treating symptoms. Whereas Ayurveda and natural healing modalities delve deeper to address the root causes of imbalance, considering factors such as genetics and environment and lifestyle habits, because your disease or your symptoms don't happen on their own. Your hormones don't go out of balance on their own. It's always happening in the context of your body, your life, the amount of stress that you're under. All of these things are interconnected, so that when we work on health, we work on all aspects of health. This is what holism is. So then the idea is that by tailoring dietary recommendations and lifestyle practices to individual dosha, to the individual, it promotes a personalized wellness strategies that resonate with each person's innate nature. Now, what do I mean by this? It's just this idea of, if you're a mother or just, a wife, or you're in relationship with people and you see that, we can all go out to a restaurant or we can all eat the same meal and we can have differing digestive experiences. Some people like to eat meat because they need the protein, it supports them. Some people find meat too heavy and hard to digest. No moralism here, just what can your body digest? So as an ending to this, I'm doing this class in two parts. The second part will be focusing on food. I'm just asking you, if you want to take this further, make an appointment with me today to set up your individualized personal profile. So, as I said, DM me, email me. I am getting my calendar on my website so that you can directly make an appointment. And let's set up a conversation. Let's talk about who you are, how you're affected, what your proclivities are. Because once you understand, once you have your doshic profile, as I call it, it is then your template to your personalized health and wellness and likelihood to disease. So I hope you enjoyed this first training. As I said, I will be sending another one. Thank you very much. And I look forward to your comments.